Okay, so this is an experiment. The whole thing is an experiment, so I'm experimenting with everything, including my dreams. And because I have, no viewers really of any sort, and this is going all over everywhere, I feel like it's safe enough to tell you guys the truth. Plus, he didn't tell me not to tell anybody. So, I had a dream again, but this time it was more based in reality. You see, I'm friends with my ex-husband in real life, and he told me the other day that he had leukemia. But if it's a slow-growing kind of leukemia, he said it's asymptomatic. He should live a full life. Provided it stays that way, he just has to check it all the time. Anyway, that's real life. And real life is that we said we wanted to be friends, but he can't because he's still married. And, there are rules he has to go by. So in the dream, of course, there are no rules. And so I had this really elaborate dream about how we were friends. And it started out that he had a horse that was sick and dying. And I went to visit the horse. And then we went for a hamburger. And he gave me a prayer journal. Now, in real life, I got a prayer journal from Joel Osteen's group. And they give you, I was shocked. If you made a $1 donation, they gave you a book and a prayer journal. So that, even though he doesn't take a salary, Joel Osteen doesn't take his salary. This is all real life. He also gives away some of his books for donations. And even for $1, the postage cost, at least $1 to send it to you. I was shocked. Anyway, in the dream, my ex-husband gave me a prayer journal after we went for a burger. And then the dream snapped to an after-hours AA group, because my husband and I used to be in a 12-step program. And I had my pickup truck, a Ford F-150, in the dream. I lost it since then. But anyway, I had one. And according to his sponsor, he wanted to give him an outhouse to make amends to the neighbors, because the guy used to drink in his backyard, and instead of going in the house to pee, he was so drunk that he would pee outside in the backyard and offend the neighbors. So as part of his amends, his sponsor gave him an outhouse, a really fancy outhouse, to let the neighbors know that was never going to happen again, even if he didn't stay sober. So before they loaded the outhouse in the back of my pickup truck, which is no more, they put a fancy bed liner in it to protect my truck, which I thought was super sweet. And Bob and I went over to this guy's house to set up this outhouse in his backyard. And also in the dream, in reality, Bob goes to a health club just about every day. And in the dream, I got to go with him because, again, it's a dream, And in the dream, we didn't have all the friend restrictions that we do have in real life. I can only talk to him on the phone. But at least there's that. Anyway, it was a wacky dream. And it was healing. Because it let me experience the sentiment of hanging out with Bob again. You see, one of the problems with the marriage going bad was that I lost my best friend. And I told him, in reality, I told him, oh, I don't want to start dating. It'll ruin our friendship. And I let him talk me out of it. And we ended up getting married and then divorced. And it was a big mess. And we haven't been friends for, over 30 years. So I did lose my best friend. And that's real life. But anyway, the dream kind of bleeds into the sentiment of real life. And so I felt like I needed to tell you the details. And I felt like it was okay to tell you that about Bob's leukemia for real. Because I don't have any viewers, hardly. Oh, that reminds me, I'm supposed to ask you to like and comment and subscribe, if you will. This is all an experiment, and it's turning out to be a dream journal, but that's okay, because my dreams are good. Excuse the hair, that happens when I've been sleeping, and I have to not care about my hair. Anyway, that's the end of it, and it was a good dream, that's it.